We feel the insignificance when we think about space. We feel that we're just this tiny, insignificant speck in this ocean of the cosmos. And it puts us in awe in front of this infinite reality that is all around us. And we are somehow floating in it like tiny little specks of sand. This is something that humans live with. We look at the stars when we're kids and we see something bigger than us, unknown to us. When suddenly space becomes closer to us, more achievable, more accessible, that changes how we relate to the unknown, how we relate to those greater forces of nature that are around us. It makes us feel that somehow we've made a step forward. That's happening on the one hand, and on the other hand, we're also discovering that a tiny virus, spreads, and now you have to put a mask on your face and you can't go to a football stadium or whatever it is, and there's a flood that comes in and paralyzes an entire village and kills people. Think about all of humanity as one person. So if we are all one person, it's like we have this split personality, this identity crisis, this kind of bipolar disorder when it comes to our attitude to nature. And this is going to become more and more evident. If you look at the big picture, we are expanding our duality in our attitude to nature. On the one hand, feeling insignificant and small and dependent on the forces of nature a little more every day, especially the law of interdependence that ties us together, closed system. That is becoming something that we have to contend with. And then on the other hand, we're also seeing that we can go to space and occupy and colonize and make money out of space. And that is what I think is interesting. The evolving relationship of mankind with the laws of nature.
We also have this antiquated mindset about, Karl Marx really defined it like, the abusers and the abused. But here you could say it's like the super wealthy going into space and then everyone else getting drowned. And the ones on this side say, have complaints against those, and these ones have no regard for those. But when you bring up that all of humanity is actually one man, so then we have some work to do to integrate both of those perspectives, both of those situations into ourself, to integrate those two opposite things that we see out there into one perspective, in a sense. Like if you they say that if you have only one eye, you can't see 3 dimensions. You need 2 eyes to actually see depth.
Yep, exactly.
So it's not enough to just be like leftist woke culture and then, conservative, or it's not enough to just be poor people drowning or billionaire going into space, but somehow between these two perspectives, the true reality of what's happening comes into focus.
This is a reality that did not exist before 100 years ago. And for sure, in the last 20 years, in the last 2 decades, the beginning of the 21st century, that's when this process is accelerating like never before. We were never such a globally connected, interdependent species. And that means something with regards to the natural plan that has evolved us into this shape and form, into this mode of existence. So we're gonna sense the laws of nature differently from now on.
What do I need to learn from nature now that I see these floods, and there's gonna be more, and all of these different, between the fires and the floods and the wind, and who knows what's gonna happen with animals and more virus things, and then on the other side, people with billions and billions of dollars, who knows what they're going to come up with next and where they're going to go. And, we didn't even see what the Chinese billionaires are doing, or the Russian billionaires are doing, or the Saudi billionaires, what they're going to come up with now that everyone's becoming so flamboyant with all this stuff. What is nature trying to show us?
We have to grow up in our relationship with nature, to grow more conscious of this program that is nurturing us. There is some conscious relationship that we need to develop with these laws of nature. Kabbalistically, that's where the human being is headed. Discovering a new sense in our attitude to nature. And to each other too, because that sense is a collective sense. Humanity is it's on a course to discover itself as a single creature and its relationship with the single program of nature. We are a unique creature, conscious superorganism that nature is gradually bringing up to respond to it.